Hey everyone, this is Mahesh Reddy. In this class, I am going to deal about UART. UART means Universal Asynchronous Receiver and Transmitter. This UART is a asynchronous full duplex serial communication protocol. See, the name indicates it is a asynchronous protocol. Asynchronous means no clock signal is transmitted along with the data in the UART communication protocol. And it is a full duplex communication protocol. Full duplex indicates that both transmission and reception are done at a time in the UART communication protocol. And it is a serial communication protocol, which indicates the data is transmitted bit by bit in this UART communication protocol. This UART requires two lines for communication. What are they? Transmit data line and the receive data line. With the help of these two lines, it will exchange the data from one module to another module. And see here, coming to block diagrams of UART, it consists of three main blocks. One is the receiver unit, another one is the control and status unit, and another one is the transmit unit. And see the registers which are present in the UART. Here, UART CTL. UART CTL indicates the Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter Control Register. This is Universal Asynchronous Receiver and Transmitter Control Register. Next, UART LCRH, which indicates UART Line Control Register. Is the UART Line Control Register. Next, UART Flag Register. This one is a UART Flag Register. And next, UART Interrupt Mask Register. What is this one? UART Interrupt Mask Register. Next, UART Data Register. UART Data Register, this one. And next, UART, coming to the baud rate generator unit, UART Integer baud rate generator. And next one, UART Fractional baud rate generator. UART Fractional baud rate generator. These are the different registers which are present in the UART block diagram. And see here, UART receiver and UART transmitter. When data is received with the help of the UART receiver pin, it is stored in the FIFO, that is buffer here, in the FIFO manner. FIFO means first in first out manner. And that data is taken by the UART data register and it is stored in the UART data register. We can read the data from the UART data register. And if there is any data to transmit, then we will place the data in the UART data register here in the transmitter unit, and that is shifted to the buffer and then to the UART transmitter pin. In this way, UART interacts with another modules for transmission and reception. See next. And coming to the UART features of TM4C123 microcontroller, the first feature is that UART have programmable baud rate generator. That means you can program the transmission speed with the help of the baud rate generator. And this allows the speeds of up to 5 Mbps, 5 megabits per second for regular speed operations and 10 Mbps, that means 10 megabits per second for high speed operations. And it will have separate 16 by 8 transmit and receiver FIFOs. To reduce CPU interrupt service loading with a programmable FIFO-LEN. That is, here the data is stored in first in first out manner in 16 by 8 FIFO based data registers. Then standard asynchronous communication bits for start, stop and parity line break generation and detection. As it is a asynchronous communication protocol, no clock is transmitted along with the data, but the transmission is done by adding these bits: start bit, stop bit, parity bit, and line break generation and detection. With the help of these bits, it will indicate the start of the data, stop of the data, and the parity, and if there is any line break generation or not. And it is having fully programmable serial interface characteristics such as the data length may be 5 bits or 6 bits, 7 or 8 bits. Mostly 8-bit data lengths are only used in communication. These 8-bit data lengths are used in communication mostly because all the ASCII equivalents are 8-bit in size. Next, it is also having even and odd parity checking ability and no parity and the detection of 1 or 2 stop bit generations. The stop bits may be 1 or 2 bits. And it is also having IRDA serial encoder or decoder, which provides a programmable use of IRDA serial infrared. Here IRDA indicates infrared data association. Infrared data association. Here you can interface your IR sensors with the UART module present here, and you can communicate with the external world. That means you can transmit data and receive data from the external world. It supports IRDA encoder and decoder functions for data rates up to 115.2 kbps. kbps means kilobits per second. This is the IRDA, infrared data transmission rate. And the IRDA is a half duplex communication protocol which supports half duplex communication only. And see, it supports a normal 3/16 and low power bit durations. And it is having programmable internal clock generator enabling division of reference clock by 1 to 256. That means you can divide your internal clock with any one of this scaling factor, that is from 1 to 256 for low power more bit duration. That means you can scale your internal clock frequency with any one of these bits, so you can vary the delay times as you required, and you can vary the baud rate as you required. See, and coming to the each register in detail, in UART DM4C123, the first one is the UART control register. What is the UART control register? This is a 32-bit register, and the most important pins we are going to discuss here are RXC, TXC, HXC, and UART enable bits. Let us see each one in detail here. First one, RXC. RXC means receive enable. What is RXC? Receive enable. This bit should be enabled to receive data. If you enable this bit, that means you make this bit as 1 in UART control register, then UART will receive the data from the another module. Next, transmit enable. TXC, transmit enable. This bit should be enabled to transmit the data from one UART module to another UART module. Next, HSC, high speed enable. See, this bit is used to set the baud rate. Baud rate indicates the speed of transmission, no? So, this HSC bits in the control register is used to set the baud rate. By default, the system clock is divided by 16 before it fed to the UART. If the HSC bit is set to 1 to make the system clock divided by 8. That means you are increasing the baud rate by setting HSC bit to 1. That means in order to increase the transmission rate, you have to set HSC bit to 1. Otherwise, there is no need to set. Next, UART enable. UART enable. This bit allows user to enable or disable the UART. That is, in order to on and off your UART. During the initialization of UART registers, this is disabled. After the initialization of registers, you will enable your UART and it will function. That means it is ready to transmit and receive the data. Okay. This is about UART control register. Next, UART line control register. See, UART line control register. UART line control register has these bits. The first one is the stop bit indication, STP2. If this bit in the UART line control register is set as logic 0, the number of stop bits used in transmission will be 1. How many bits are used? 1 bit is used as a stop bit. If this bit is set to logic 1, the number of stop bits that are used in transmission will be 2. This is the use of STP2, stop bits. Here 2 indicates whether stop bits will be 2 or 1. If it is set to 1, 2. Set to 0, 1. Then FEN, FIFO enable. This FEN, FIFO enable bit in the line control register is used to enable 16-byte FIFO, that is first in first out buffer to store the data. Understand? To enable your FIFO, we have to make this bit as 1. Next, and see, coming here, word length. Word length means the number of bits per character. It may be 5, 6, 7 or 8. We use 8-bit for each character data frame. Usually, by default, it will be in the 5-bit mode, but we will set to the 8-bit mode because all the ASCII equivalents are 8-bit in size. We will transmit ASCII equivalents of the data, no? So, we will set as 8 bits. Next one, break condition. Send a break condition. Sending a break condition means after transmission is completed, we will send a continuous low signal on the transmission line. This is set with the help of the sending break condition bit which is present in the line control register. Next, parity enable. Parity is enabled to determine even parity or odd parity upon the reception of the data bits, so that data mismatch will not occur. In order to avoid data mismatch, we will set parity enable bit so that we can check the parity, whether data is receiving correctly or not. Parity may be even parity or odd parity. Next, EPS, even parity selection. Here we are enabling the parity. Next, we are selecting even parity or odd parity here. If here the EPS bit is set to 1, then it indicates it which checks for odd number, and if EPS is equal to 0, it will check for even number. Understand? This is the use of the even parity selection bit. Coming to the UART data register. UART data register is one which stores the data here when data is received by the receiver buffer, or the data should be placed in the data register in this location, that is in the lower 8 bits, in order to transmit the data. Understand? The other bits in the data register indicates the error conditions, that whether a framing error occurred, or parity error is occurred, or break error is occurred, or overrun error is occurred. See, overrun error occurs when the data is not read by the variable before another data is received and stored in the variable. That means if you are not reading data from the receiver buffer, at that time another data is received by the buffer and stored in the data register. Then what happens? The original data will be lost. This type of condition is called as an overrun error. So if OE is equal to 0, OE is not set, then no data is lost. If OE is equal to 1 means data is lost. It indicates the data lost condition. Next, B, break error. The break error occurs when all the bits or zeros appear on the transmission line. If all the bits on the transmission line appear as zeros for some time, then it is called as a break error. That is, it is a break in the data transmission. It indicates a break in the data transmission. Next, parity error. Parity error occurs when there is a mismatch in the even parity or odd parity bits. If there is any mismatch in even parity or odd parity bits, then parity error will occur. Next, framing error. Framing error occurs when there is a mismatch in framing. That is, if stop bits are not received correctly, or start bits are not received correctly, or line break bits are not received correctly. This type of indications is called as an framing error. Next, UART flag register. UART flag register is one which holds the status of your transmitter and receiver. See, these are the bits which are present in the UART flag register. What is the first one? TXFE, transmitter FIFO empty bit, which indicates your transmitter FIFO is empty. That is no data is present in the FIFO in the transmitter session. Next, receiver FIFO full. If your receiver FIFO is full, that is all the data is received and FIFO is full, you are not reading the data, then it is indicated with the help of the receiver FIFO full bit. Next, transmitter FIFO full. You are transmitting the data but it's not transmitted, the FIFO is full here. Then it is indicated with the help of the transmitter FIFO full bit. Then receiver FIFO empty. If all the bits in the receiver FIFO has been read by you, then this condition is indicated with the help of the receiver FIFO empty bit. Then busy. See here, when a byte is written to the data register, the busy flag goes high. That means that is data is present in the, it indicates some information is present in the data register with the help of the busy flag. The busy flag indicates that some byte is written to the data register, wait for some time. Understand? This is about the UART flag register. And this is about the UART present in TM4C123.